Hey everyone, do you know that you can actually get an intern at Google in your second year of college and work with other Googlers? So, in this episode with me, I have Anshi, and she will be sharing her journey of how she gets selected in Google Step Intern program. So, make sure to watch this video towards the end and share this to all your friends and make sure to subscribe the channel and like this video. Let's get started with our intro. So, hey Anshi, thank you so much for joining me here in this podcast session. So, how are you doing there?
I am perfectly fine. How are you? Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, I'm excited about today's session. Yeah.
Me too.
So, in this episode, we will talk about your interview experience and how you get selected in Google Step Intern. So,
Mhm.
without any further ado, let's get started. So,
Yeah,
Anshi, would you like to give your introduction to all our viewers as well as our listeners?
yeah, sure. So, my name is Anshi Mongia, and I am a sophomore at Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women. I am currently pursuing my bachelor's in technology in computer science and engineering. I am also a Women Techmakers Engineering Fellow Scholar 2020, and I am an incoming Google Step Intern 2021.
That's great. So, Anshi, would you like to tell us about Google Step Intern program and what it is all about and who all can apply?
Okay. So Google STEP internship is an internship opportunity with Google for second year students. It is it's for anyone in pursuing BTech and their in current second year can apply for it. Although they do prefer historically underrepresented minorities. So it depends on demographics. So like in India, that's usually females. There are a lot of people who complain that in India only girls get into it, which is true. Girls, I mean, I've never seen a guy get into step, but it's not like they openly say that it's only for girls. Anyone can apply. It's just that they give preference to historically underrepresented groups and minorities. If you see some other countries over there also, you'll see only the minority kids they get into this program. It is basically a training program, an internship slash training with Google. It's for 2 months in the summer. So yeah, that's it.
Great. So, how did you stumble upon it? Where did you know about this program?
I got to know about this from my seniors. In my college, there are like having numerous number of step interns, previous step interns. So yeah, we have like a very nice community since my college is an all girls technical university and it is actually the only all girls technical university in India. So there's surprising a lot of women centric opportunities in engineering which people don't usually come across in other colleges, but thanks to my college, since it provides me an amazing community of women engineers, I get to know about all these opportunities via my seniors and alumni.
Okay. So, your seniors are supportive, and I think it's plays a major role in your program.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So, would you like to tell us about the application process? What are the process involved in Step Intern program?
Okay, so the first step is when the application opens, you have to apply on the careers page.
Okay.
Over there, you submit your resume and other details which they ask for. The the deadline is actually a very mysterious thing because they never mention that the application will be open for this duration or it will be open till this date. Last year, I think the application was open for less than 24 hours,
Okay.
but this year it was open for more than a week. So nobody really knows that how long the application will be open. I think they do it on a rolling basis. So once they get a limited set number of applications, they close that. So it's advised to fill it as soon as possible because you never know when it's gonna close. So I filled it on the first day when it opened. I filled the application form on the careers page. I submitted my resume. The first step is resume shortlisting. So then they after the in fact when the application was still open, they start the process immediately of the resume selection. So once your resume gets selected, you get a call for an interview. Then you the interview gets scheduled, there are 2 rounds of interviews. Mine were both the interviews are 45 minutes. Usually they are on the same day with a 15-minute gap, although sometimes they can be scheduled on different days. Once you clear the interview, the process goes to the hiring committee. They review your application, they review the feedback of the interviewer, and if they can call you for a third interview or not.
Okay,
Once that is done, then you get an offer letter and you get selected.
that's great. Would you tell us about your interview experience? Ki, हाँ, in the first interview round, what are how the interview is occur? मतलब, what are the questions they have asked? So, can you tell us about
Okay, so
the
I
process?
can't tell you the exact questions because that's
Yeah.
confidential, but I can like give you an idea. So usually when talk to seniors about interviews and internship interviews, like in other companies, they expect you to know subjects like DBMS, OOPS, and OS. But for STEP, they only concentrate on data structures and algorithms, and that is the only thing they ask. So that is the only thing you need to do. But then again, data structures and algorithms is like the most important thing for any interview. And that you need to be completely thorough with it. Like from arrays to graphs, they can ask you anything in data structures. A very easy question, a very hard question. Usually the questions that they ask, you would have not seen them before. But some of them are, medium or hard level lead code questions. So what I did was I just started practicing questions. Since I already had studied data structures and algorithms, all I needed was some practice. So I straight away jumped into practicing lead code questions, medium and hard level. I gave mock interviews with my seniors and the mentorship program that I'm in, Women Technical Engineering Fellow. They also conducted some mock interviews there. I practiced questions on lead code and I practiced questions on interview bit. I find interview bit helpful since there's like a time limit for every question, so it gives me an idea of how long I'm spending on to solve a question, which is also very important in an interview that you do the question correctly and you do it in time. So interview bit helped me with that, and mock interviews is also important because communication skills. Obviously, you need to be on top of your communication skills. You need to constantly communicate with the interviewer. You are supposed to like think out loud during an interview. So when you're trying to solve the question, the interviewer knows that in which direction you're thinking, because they keep giving you hints in between. It's not like it's less of a test, more of like they're trying to analyze your skill set. They're not testing your skill set, they're just trying to analyze it. So you shouldn't think of it like a test. My interview experience was pretty nice. My first interview was like the question given to me was pretty basic. Although I could not think of an optimized approach, I could only think of the brute force approach, which I coded. And like after the interview was done, I also asked like, was this fine? But my interviewer said that the purpose of this particular interview was not for the optimized thing. We're not supposed to optimize this question. It was fine. I was testing just your clean code writing ability,
Yeah.
so the refactoring and the function decomposition and all, which I did pretty well. So that one was good. The next interview was the question was very vague. All the questions that they asked in the interview was very vague, and it's upon us to keep on asking questions to clarify it. And we need to always ask, okay, in this question, can I assume this to be true to solve it? So in the second interview, my question was more application based. Like I was given like a real life scenario, and I was supposed to solve it using data structures and algorithms. Although in my first when you hear the question, it doesn't sound like a question which is from the normal questions which we see on lead code
Yeah.
or any other platform. It didn't sound like that. So I started solving it, and in fact, in middle of it, I got confused with the syntax of some things because it was using some OOPS concept since I was coding in Java. Even though the question didn't require it, but since I was coding in Java, so it was the need of the language. And the interviewer was very helpful with that. I told the interviewer that no, I don't know the syntax of this particular thing. I'm trying to do this, but I don't know the syntax. So the interviewer like wrote the code for me. So he was pretty helpful with that also. And once I was done coding that question, I went on to the test cases. I The one thing that I feel which the interviewer was impressed was uh, I could think of all the edge cases, and I could like see him typing during the interview that, and as soon as I point out with this test case will not pass with this, and as soon as I said, I started typing something frantically. So that showed that okay, he's probably impressed by that. So I thought of the test case and I coded that, and he was guiding me throughout. Like I even did some mistake in some loop, and he said, okay, no, this is wrong. We should probably do this. Then in the at the end of the interview, he asked me, like all interviews ask, do you have any questions for me? So I usually go with, okay, no, is there like a better approach for this question because I'm still in that zone. Okay, did I do well? So he told me some things. Okay, if I ask you this, so further, if I go on go on asking more questions, I can probably ask you this. So you should not study this, and that will be a nice thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a very smooth experience, and the interviews were helpful. My recruiter was very helpful. I was in touch with her, and the entire process was very smooth.
And Anshi, in which platform you code? Is they provide any particular platform like CodeChef or any? Yeah,
In the
you have.
interview,
Yeah.
it's a like it's like a Google Doc, but it's a code editor. Like it's a shared code editor,
Okay.
but it doesn't have a compiler.
Hmm.
There's only like for help for indentation. There is no autocorrect. There is no anything like that. But it's a shared document, of editor.
Okay, that's great. And you have also tell that ki we have to submit a resume in our first round. So how resume is important and what are the things one should mention in that resume?
Okay, so obviously the first round is resume shortlisting. So even if you're excellent in DSA and coding skills, but your resume isn't that impressive, you won't even make it to that stage. So resume is definitely very important. There are a lot of things which I feel can be helpful on your resume. On my resume, I had multiple projects and I had a scholarship from Google itself. So I feel like that was something which made my resume stand out. The CG, a lot of people think that CGPA is, one thing which is also stand out on resume. I do think CGPA is important, although it's not as important as your skills. So say if you have like a 9.5 CGPA, but you don't have any projects, you don't have any skills on your resume, so that's no use. You should like maintain a decent CGPA, but also the other things are also important. Other than that, since you're in your second year when this application rolls out, they don't expect a lot of projects on your resume, but having a few always helps. I had two Flutter projects and I had one machine learning project on my resume, which was a research based project which I did with ACM. uh, and obviously your skills like your languages and development skills that are necessary. DSA, if you've taken part in any hackathons, if you have some ranking on some platform, if you're a competitive coder, then that is important. If you're not a competitive coder, then the rank of these platforms doesn't really matter.
Okay, that's great. And when you get the mail ki ha you are selected for the Google Step intern, then what was your reaction? Yeah.
I was actually like my exams were going on, and I was, I usually just study 1 week before my exams are about to begin, so I was in a
Same.
frantic
I'm also.
state. Yeah, so that wasn't really long lived. I just, jumped around the house when I got selected and just went back to studying. Although it didn't, I think it didn't hit me back then because I was more concerned about my exam there, and it did cross my mind. Okay, maybe this, this is probably a mistake. And they sent me a mail by mistake, but yeah, I was pretty happy.
Nice, that's great. And as we know that a lot of students are applied for Google Step intern, then what does Google look for in aspirants? Is there any specific criteria that stand out and appear to be deciding factor for selection?
I feel like other than your skill set, your passion towards technology is something which is important where you go. I'm not sure if this is something which Google's look for, but I feel like this is something which anyone should have if you're, pursuing career in this field. Because if you're not passionate about technology and you are not working towards making an impact, then what is even the use of being in this, making technology and all?
And I just want to know, how did you get started with data structure and algorithm, and when, in which semester you started? Yeah.
So actually, I had computer science back in my school, so I was fluent with C++. When I entered college, I with the data structure algorithm in Java in my first semester itself. I joined a classroom course with Coding Blocks, which is a coding institute in Delhi.
Yeah.
I did a course there. It was a 3 months long course. And I feel like that was the only course I did in data structures, and it was extremely helpful to me. All I did after that was practicing questions and revising my notes from that course. Although I don't think that it's not necessary that you have to start coding in your first semester. I see a lot of people who start coding in their third semester and then they are successful in bagging the step internship as well. But I started in my first semester.
That's great. And tell us about your Women Tech Maker Engineer Fellowship program, and how it helped you to get intern at Google. Yeah.
Okay. So, Women Techmakers Engineering Fellow Scholarship is a 2 year long experiential program. The application opens in around February, so it'll probably open in a few weeks from now. There are 5 rounds of selection for this program. I don't remember all the rounds. There was a coding round, obviously, and logical aptitude reasoning, communication skills, and then interview round. I don't remember the exact sequence. So this program is for obviously it's for women in STEM, and they have like different modules. They teach technologies, and it's basically for your overall technical grooming. We also are paired with Google mentors, so like employees at Google who mentor us. We have a monthly mentoring session. It's not technical sessions, but they help with corporate communication, presentation skills, and interview, how to approach an interview and all. So it's very nice. If the COVID had this pandemic was not there, we also have physical boot camps in Hyderabad in the summer, where it's like a 9 to 5 thing. We have like classes all day long, and we build projects together. We go to the Google office and we meet all the Googlers there. But unfortunately, this year it was all virtual. So yeah, it has actually been very helpful in my technical journey, not just because of the mentorship that they provide and the classes and all. They've also provided me with this amazing community of 120 female engineers who are all absolute geniuses. Like, you name a field and you will find someone in this group who is excelling in this field. I know people who have done projects in quantum computing, machine learning, AI. They're doing development, they're doing blockchain, they're literally doing everything you can think of in technology, and they're extremely passionate about it. So, when we started preparing for STEP, we used to discuss questions, we used to clear each other's doubts, we used to sit together and brainstorm on a question. So, I think that was the thing that helped me the most in my group.
Okay. And it's also help in networking too. Like, yeah.
Yes, definitely. I'm now in friends with female engineers all over the country, future Googlers.
Nice. And I just want to know ki after your resume got shortlisted and you have around 15 days for your interview rounds. So what sort of preparations you have done during the interview process? Ki how was your scheduled to do, and कितना पढ़ना है और क्या क्या topic cover up करना है during the interview process? So
Okay, so when I had applied, I got my mail for the interview around 2 weeks later. But although as soon as I applied, I started studying for it. I went from the basic. I started with arrays and I went through all the data structures. I went through the time and space complexities, and I first revised all the theory of all the data structures, the complexities, the maths, and all. And then I all I did was just practice questions, and I made sure that I practiced questions from each data structure. And I also went through all the famous named algorithms like Floyd Warshaw's algorithm and other Kadani's algorithms. So the famous popular algorithms, I went through those and I studied those. And all I did was just practice. I think practice is the key in DSA. You cannot evade practice, and that is the only thing which is going to help you.
agree. And what happened ki they are, matlab, most of the students just get any courses and they are reading the courses, they are not applying this and doing practice on a daily basis. So I know कि हाँ practice are very important. हाँ मतलब questions
Yeah.
हमें लगाने चाहिए मतलब हर दिन daily basis. Yeah. So all at Anshi, what are your future plans right now after your graduation?
Uh, well, I'm not really sure exactly. I know when I started doing BTech, I thought I know I'll probably work a few years with the company and then I'll go for my masters. But I think I'm just gonna like go with the flow because I'm really enjoying the development and the working in the field and the internship that I'm doing and I'll be doing in the future. I don't really have a concrete plan. I'm just going with the flow right now.
Okay, that's great. So thank you so much, Anshi, for joining in. I hope that audience will learn a lot from this session. So if you have any questions, you can definitely pop in the comments. And if you want to connect with Anshi, I will put the link to her LinkedIn in the description below, so you can check it out. So thank you so much, Anshi, and best wishes
Thank
for your future journey. Yeah.
thank you so much for having me. All the best to you too.